everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Disillusion Plays the Great Ace Attorney. Last time, we arrived in London, and they were very, very surprised that everything was made out of stone instead of
paper and wood.
Paper and wood, which I suppose is relatively novel. And then we happened to meet the head judge, I think is what he is like the Supreme Court Justice.
Yes.
Of the land inside of Big Ben.
Well, inside of room with random gears that don't seem to be connected to anything.
It's pretty standard practice in Britain to have exquisite offices like this.
I was just thinking that we should really congratulate the team on the historical accuracy
of
the Great British Empire.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, I mean, you know, this is what my house looks like.
Yeah.
Do you suppose that Jack the Ripper is going to feature in here at some point?
No.
Because it's like that's like the one thing that like consistently manages to happen in anime. And any anime that features London is like you gotta have Jack the Ripper in there.
Yeah.
You can't separate.
I mean,
It'll be like
very surprised.
It'll be Jock the Slipper or something,
Jock
won't
the
it?
Slipper. Jock the Slipper.
So, but the Supreme Court Justice basically said, well, if you want to be a lawyer, then jump in and defend this person in about 20 minutes.
No, he actually was more like, welcome to London, the best place in the world.
Yeah, he was
so much better than France and the rest.
Yeah, he was very patriotic, wasn't he?
Self-assured.
He was very proud of his British origins.
Absolutely, proud of his heritage, that's for sure.
Yep.
Anyway, we've rambled a lot.
But we are Disillusion Plays. We play the games, we do the voices, and
mess up.
As of today, we have hit 30 subscribers. Woo! Yay! Very exciting.
It was. Woo!
I wasn't. So I apologize for not cheering. I just wasn't expecting that to happen, and so I kind of didn't know how to react.
We didn't rehearse before this, as you could probably tell.
So yeah.
Thank you.
But that's what you all subscribe for.
Yes.
But yes, thank you to everyone who has been watching. Thank you
Indeed.
to everyone who has been enjoying our content. And if you are a new viewer and do wind up enjoying the content, you can feel free to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, ring the bell to receive notifications about when we post new content.
And if you are
feel free to leave a comment.
Yeah, and if you're an existing subscriber, then why?
Keep being awesome.
Like, thank you,
Ignore
but why?
Pete. Ignore Pete. Keep being awesome. Thank you.
Well, you could leave a comment to say why.
Before we get into the video, I'm Taylor.
I'm Pete.
And I'm Sarah.
Yeah, and we
And
are
we've wasted nearly 4 minutes in the intro.
Oh no.
Oh no. Okay. We can't possibly agree to such a test. We should be. Excuse me.
Second line.
Yeah. Great start.
You can do it.
We would be toying with a man's life.
I am the Lord Chief. Chief.
This is
Chief and Justice combined into one.
We hit 30 subscribers, and then we no longer can talk.
We've just lost. Everyone just loses their mind.
I am the Lord Chief.
I am the Lord Cheese Justice.
Have you quite finished?
But is he Gruyere? Is he Gruyere or Pepperjack?
I am the Lord Chief Justice, and I have decided it's acceptable. I did say it right. What the?
I know. I just can't.
Gavel.
I just can't.
Now we're gonna do a gavel.
What? No, did you just swear?
Yes.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Because I can't believe what's going on. I can't believe you've done this.
I just can't get over the cheese.
You can't do that. Can you?
Oh, yes, I can.
Yeah. There's no need to overcomplicate this. All you have to do is ensure that you don't lose.
Oh, well then that's simple then. Wait, what? So the defendant may live or die depending on how well I perform in court? Yeah, you get used to it after a couple times. Don't worry about it. If I lose, he'll be hanged.
Mr. Naruhodo, you've come to me claiming to be a lawyer. If you want me to take you seriously, you need to prove you're willing to do a lawyer's job. And you say you intend to see through the will of your compatriot, Mr. Asagai. I forgot that he mispronounced his name.
Yes.
I would like to understand just how far you're willing to go in order to make that happen.
He's testing my resolve.
What's the matter? You've fallen silent.
Oh, he can't read my thoughts then.
I'm sorry, but time is pressing. The trial begins shortly. I need an answer from you now. What's it to be?
Yes! What do I say? Do I agree to this absurd test?
Well, I mean, I think you've got to do it, haven't you? Yes?
I believe so.
Yeah. We're going to say yes. Okay, we'll do it.
We're gonna have to.
We'll go do it.
All right, then. If I have to give you a decision now, my answer is... I can't do it. I can't get the words out.
Come on.
15 seconds. Your decision-making needs work if you want to be a lawyer. That was too slow.
Why has he turned to Byakuya? There's a bit of a snide of Byakuya coming out
I just figured that kind of seemed a bit
I
snide.
suppose, yeah.
Stop questioning my acting. It's what I wanted. It's how I thought it read to. It's how it read to me.
So, as I suspected, is it? It's as I suspected, is it?
Sorry?
You have noble intentions, but lack the resolve to see them through.
Uh-oh.
The test is cancelled.
Oh,
Thank
dear.
you for stopping by.
Wow. Okay.
Now be off with you. Go and acquire your ticket for passage back to the east tomorrow. This conversation is over.
Oh dear.
Yes, Lord Strongheart. Thank you for offering me a chance.
Mr. Naruhodo.
I'm sorry, Miss Susato. But what could I do?
It's all right. I understand.
You do?
It's not an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances.
Pete, you did pick I'll do it, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, Ryunosuke's just okay.
He didn't say it. He said he couldn't. He was going to say it, and then he said he couldn't get the words out.
Yeah. But resolve has absolutely nothing to do with it.
What are you trying to say, madame? Madam?
I think what Miss Susato means is that no matter how badly I'd like to be recognized as a lawyer and stay here in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating his one and only chance at a trial so trivially would be utterly unforgivable, and I feel exactly the same way. I'm sure the defendant won't see this trial as a test, as some kind of experiment. A lawyer may fight for his clients in court day after day. But for each one of those clients, the particular day they stand in the dock may be the only chance they have to fight to prove their innocence. No, I was wrong. I'm not qualified to do that job yet. I'm sorry for wasting your precious time, Lord Chief Justice.
Is this going to be the actual test?
Yeah.
You have passed the test. What test? The balls test. You've got big balls, Mr. Naruhodo. Wait!
You stood up to me, Mr. Naruhodo, and you only soiled yourself once. I'm impressed.
Wait!
Very impressed.
Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, was there something else?
It's approximately 20 minutes by carriage to the Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, you should still be there in time.
But I just said that...
I was quite serious in what I told you. The defendant in this case has literally no one to advocate for him.
What?
At this point, he can't hope to find someone to represent him. The trial will begin without a defense. And if that happens, there's only one possible outcome. He will receive the most severe sentence the judge can pass down.
But that's awful!
But that is the truth. But that is the truth.
Why does it have to be like this?
Because our legal system's shit, mate.
Listen, there are some very important gallows makers who have contributed a large sum to the King of England's coffers, and he wishes to see that they get
Oh my
regular
God.
use.
So we had to adapt. Please don't expect an answer to every question. The cold, hard truth of the matter is that there is only one person now with a chance to save this man from a very miserable end. And that is you.
Oh, bother. I'm really his only hope?
I put my big fat
Help
boot
me.
in it.
So,
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Bleep bloop 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 bleep bloop. I don't know. Sorry. Do continue.
you're right.
Please continue, Lord Cheese.
Are you alright there, sir?
Lord Cheese Justice.
I was alright.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, great lord.
What do you say now, madame? Madame, why do I keep saying madame?
Madame.
What do you say?
Madame.
What do you say now, madam?
Me? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart?
You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances. And I agree. But in my estimation, it is purely and simply a matter of resolve.
Oh,
Our time is up here. I have a meeting to attend. I must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So, venture into our great city and enjoy yourself.
So, you know what I notice about when those birds fly by is they don't ever fly back the other direction.
No.
So there's a different flock of birds that fly off every single time he does that.
He's probably got like a little button that sets off like a little, I don't know, like maybe like a shocker or a flashlight
Yeah.
or something that just kind of startles them.
and they'll come out, yeah.
He's gone.
He just suddenly takes off sprinting down the hall like, hey, don't mind me, excuse me, it's coming through, I've got 1 minute and 67 seconds. 67.
67?
Idiot. So it's 2 minutes and 7 seconds.
Got extra time going in.
He's got a special watch.
I mean, I guess he you know, he's obsessed with time. He's probably found like
he's found a way to get the extra 10 seconds out of a minute.
yeah, he's like in
Goes up
a
to 70.
time dilation field or something.
Maybe.
He's actually Dr. What? The Old Bailey.
The Old Bailey.
As opposed to the New Bailey.
Yeah.
If we're going to do this, Mr. Naruhodo, we must leave at once.
Oh, but let's
But first.
but first
Let us converse.
to the Old Bailey.
Old Bella. Oh.
Oh, have you look at these two, mate? Have you seen them? Look at those fans. Look.
Oh, Reginald!
Reginald!
Are those scales imbalanced?
Oh, don't you be so silly.
Who's been mucking about with the scales again?
Oi, Harry.
Harry.
Look at that dress she's wearing. It's right weird. I've never seen
actually,
out
don't
like it,
like
mate. Not.
Actually, don't like that
I've
before.
seen nothing like that, mate. That pink dress thing.
Oh, thank goodness. We're in time. There's still 15 minutes until the trial begins.
She's got a right weird act.
I like my women like I like my oatmeal. Dressed plainly with nothing exceptional about them.
Hey, Harry. She's got a right weird accent, hasn't she? I've never heard I don't like it, mate. Never heard I don't like it.
I know.
You're gonna make Sarah feel self-conscious, Steve.
She's Japanese.
I know.
Now look what you've done.
I know.
Now look what you've done.
I never said it was. I wasn't mean it that way.
Darling, we're being mean. I'm sorry.
You are being mean. I wasn't criticizing you.
I know.
I was just pretending that it didn't never seen a Japanese person before.
I never knew a horse-drawn carriage could go so fast. I thought my teeth were going to rattle loose.
Did you hear what I said to the driver when we climbed aboard?
Okay, that's...
Get us to our destination in 5 minutes, driver, and there's a guinea in it for you. I should have done a really shit Cockney accent. Get us our destination in 5 minutes, and there's a guinea in it for you.
Get us to our destination in 5 minutes.
And the more orphans you run over, the better.
Presumably the driver's going to have been really cheesed off because presumably she's not going to know what a guinea is.
Probably
and
not.
Not have given him a guinea.
She's just handed him a guinea pig.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah.
It's one of my favourite lines from the Herlock Sholmes stories, and it worked quite perfectly.
I'm not sure why you're so pleased. I thought we were going to die, and we had to pay gold for the privilege.
Well, at least we arrived here before the trial started.
Yes, I suppose there's that.
Anyway, I don't understand it. The court clerk said the defendant should be here, but there's no sign of him at all.
Well, you didn't pan the camera around, or is he standing right behind us?
Nope.
So this is the Old Bailey. I mean, quite frankly, it looks exactly like the courthouse in Japan, just with different,
with more
attired guards.
more
More stone. Yeah, yeah, that's it. Damn it.
Even this
Sorry.
room for defendants to wait in is grand.
Grand.
Grand? Grand? Grand?
Grand.
Grand.
Grand? Grand.
Are you all right?
Examen.
Are you all right, Mr. Naruhodo?
I'm feeling tense, that's all. This place gives me the same sense of foreboding that I remember from the Supreme Court in Japan. An oppressive air. Almost as if the building itself is going to crush whoever is about to be sentenced. Well, that'd be a little bit silly, wouldn't it? Because then they'd have to rebuild the entire courthouse every time. It feels like only yesterday that I was the one about to be crushed.
Yes. Whoever the man you're Yes. Whoever the man you're to defend is, I imagine he's feeling very alone at this moment.
Is it gonna? Oh, top of the morning to you, madam. Sir.
Top of the morning to you.
Oh my
God.
Oh, it's Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka.
Okay.
Oh, what are you doing following me here? No, I don't know. Maybe, should it be me? Do you want to do this one, Taylor? Or what do you think? Or
What
Sarah,
are you
even?
doing? Use.
Or do you want to do it, Sarah?
No, because
No?
nah.
No, I suppose I should do it, because if you've got to do the judge as well...
Because I figure, isn't this where they're going to introduce Mr. Prosecutor, Mr. Lego thingy, and then also the judge? And if I'm going to try... If I'm going to be trying to do those, then I should probably not also do this guy too.
What are yous doing following me here? Things are fair desperate, are they?
He's Irish,
He's
isn't he?
Irish.
He's Irish, yeah.
What are you doing following me here? Things are desperate. Things very desperate, are they? Yeah, he's definitely
like-
Irish.
Sorry? What was that?
As he said, top of the morning.
Would
to
you look at those expressionless faces? From the East, are yous? We're from Japan. I'd also like to
I was
apologize
just about to say.
Scotland and Ireland.
Should probably apologise. We're going to have to preface...
We're
We're going to have to preface all of our episodes with we're sorry.
We're sorry. This is why we say we're sorry at the end of episodes.
We're from Japan, yes. Ah, Japan, is it? Right, say no more.
Oh, he's so evil looking.
So, how much do yous need?
Use.
No, we're just here because...
Yada yada.
No need to explain, fella. I've been there myself, so I have. No place to go, nothing to eat, barely a penny to your name, and all while in a strange, faraway land. Well, Actually, we haven't found a place to stay yet, no.
Oh, jeez.
'Tis grand, 'tis grand. Let me start by giving you 1,000 guineas. Say nothing now.
1,000.
Oh, there's a little hit there.
Ah!
1,000 guineas?
Again, they're just guinea pigs. He's just got like a little pyramid
Just
of
like
guinea
loads
pigs.
of fluffy cretins like running around in the.
Please, Miss Susato, you don't have to shout.
But 1,000 guineas is enough to buy an entire mansion in the most prestigious area of Tokyo.
What? 'Tis nothing to me at all. I like to ensure I have sufficient funds to weather a rainy day, you see.
So, my question is, who the heck is this guy?
I don't know.
Because if the...
I assume he's not the gentleman that we're defending.
Because I was going to say, if this is the defendant, like, why the heck does he not have a defense attorney at this point?
Yeah.
I have enough wealth to buy the city of London 2 or 3 times over.
He's definitely not the defendant.
Could that much rain even fall in one day? Whatever the hell that means. Well, even so, we couldn't possibly accept such a large sum of money. Ow! Ah! It hit me in the eye! Don't get me wrong, fella. I'm not giving it to you no strings attached. I'll be wanting you to do something for me.
Oh, I know. I think he could be the defendant. He's probably like dodgy dealing.
To be honest, it is a little embarrassing. The trial that's about to begin, you see, is for me good self here. I'll be in the dock. So now, what I want you to do is come along with me and stand there beside me. Officially, you'd be my lawyer, but that's just a little detail now. Oh, well, the thing is, don't worry about a thing. All you have to do is stand up there next to me. Nothing more. Otherwise, you see, the trial is going to start without me having any kind of representation at all. How like the British to do things without representing others. That's a joke about American independence. There you go. Taxation without representation. You learned something today. So it was true.
Should we just leave?
The Lord Cheese Justice wasn't just making it all up.
Did you just say cheese again?
I did.
God damn it, Taylor.
I'm terribly sorry to have to ask, but does that mean you're the defendant in this trial?
I like the 1,000-yard stare of like, are you fucking serious? Like,
Bluster and blazes! Do yous not know who I am? Me? One of London's biggest names? No, sorry, we've only just arrived in the city, you see. I see. I suppose it isn't altogether impossible. Well, just next to Hyde Park there in the centre of London is another beautiful park. Sorry? A park? What? It's called McGuilded Park, full of blossoming flowers in the spring and singing birds and whatnot.
McGuilded.
Gilded.
Why is he doing... Again, this is just a JoJo pose. This is a literal JoJo pose that he is doing
really
right
is.
now for no particularly good reason. I donated it to the city, so I did.
An entire park? In central London?
A city of smiles. That's my vision for London. There's nothing Magnus McGuilded wouldn't do for the city, and it's queer.
It's queer old people.
Queer old people.
I don't know what queer is.
No, I'm just amused by Magnus McGuilded.
That's amazing. I mean, really extraordinary. But... Okay. Now they've to call to say I'm a good-for-nothing criminal. Me, Magnus McGuilded. What is the matter with the London police, I ask you?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose if we're representing him, he will probably be innocent, though, right? If it follows the usual rules.
You hope.
Although,
All right, don't pass out.
although, what if he's not innocent and we give him an acquittal, and then the game sort of carries on. It's like, you did a bad thing, and now you've got to solve your mess. Could do. Interesting.
Mr. Naruhodo, perhaps now would be a good time to introduce ourselves while the gentleman catches his breath.
Good idea.
To be sure, I'm knackered.
Mr. McGuilded, the thing is, we're actually here in London to study British law. We're law students on a study tour from Japan, you see. He did win himself.
Yeah.
Some cardiovascular exercise.
Look, he's a passionate man. What more can be said?
Yes.
So if you don't have a lawyer for the trial yet, and you'd be happy to put yourself in our hands, we do our best. What was I saying? What was I after saying, you daft idiot? I've given you 1,000 guineas to stand up there next to me, haven't I? Well, yes, but I wasn't really offering to just stand up there next to you.
Oh, they recovered quick.
Oh, I think I see what's going on here. Sorry? I know what you're thinking. This chancer of a fella claims to have more money than the Queen. But if that's true, why the blaze... we were wondering that. You are
you
correct.
kind of answered, well, you sort of thought our question. I'm probably going to answer it.
Just needed to advance the text.
Yeah.
Why the blazes can't he hire the finest lawyer in all of England? Because he did it! That's the only explanation. Just the abrupt frame changes. Exactly. Yes, exactly. What now? Well, like you said, if you have all that money but you don't have anyone to represent you in court, there's no other logical conclusion that you're guilty of the charges.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh my god, it's Mass Effect.
That was Mass Effect dialogue.
I did not expect that to happen.
Oh.
Oh! Shite.
Well, you call a spade in the East, so you do. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean any offense. I still can't express myself very well in English, you see.
Nice.
I'm never sure
Nice
what's
save.
Nice save.
acceptable to say. What is it?
Like, whew. Oh goodness me, that damn language barrier. Oh my goodness, nearly got myself in a hole there.
Is that so? Because you sounded fluent enough when you were telling me what a blackguard I must be. I'm terribly sorry. I can't say that I blame you for thinking it, fella. It is a little strange, to be honest. Why you don't have a lawyer, I mean, and your attire, and your demeanor, and your everything, but separate from what I just said.
No.
That would be the fault of the Reaper. Sorry? Did he just say Reaper? There it is again. Hi to Grim Reaper of the Bailey, Lord Beric von Zeeks. He's the prosecutor.
The prosecutor? Is the Grim Reaper?
Susato's eyes are just like stationary. It's just so off-putting. When Van Zeek stands for the prosecution, they call the accused as sacrificial lambs.
Oh my goodness.
Oh dear. Oh dear. That doesn't sound good.
Wow.
And to this day, are you going to tell me he has a 100% record of convictions?
He was thinking about changing.
In every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor.
He was thinking about changing his name to Von Karma. He's just not actually acted upon it yet.
The accused has been damned. What? So it's reached a desperate situation where there's no one willing to stand in defense against the fella at all.
Okay.
You could say he's a living legend of the Old Bailey.
Goodness. Lord Beric van Zeeks. He must be an exceptionally...
He doesn't sound that impressive to me.
He must be an exceptionally talented prosecutor then.
See, it's funny, just the whole thing about Von Karma, about, you know, oh, he's such a legendary prosecutor, and yet the first trial that we face him in...
You crush him!
He gets absolutely crushed.
You did not, you cheated.
It's like one trial. Legendary prosecutor.
Well,
Crushed.
and then, of course, there's the genius prosecutor, Miles Edgeworth. Phoenix got him in one.
Hey.
And then the next legendary prosecutor, Franziska von Karma.
Yeah, but
What can I say? When you're good, you're good.
I mean that, like, Von Karma was kind of, they really made a big deal about how he was absolutely legendary. Like, he had truly no equal, and he got pasted in one go.
That's until Phoenix Wright came along. He just hadn't met the right man yet to beat him.
Talented isn't the word you're looking for, madam. It's cursed. Cursed? What on earth?
Oh, the defendant is summoned, and his counsel. Please, mate.
That was really good, Harold. That was really good, Harold. Good
Please,
job.
mate,
Good job.
please make your way into the courtroom. The trial is about to begin.
Oh, Harold, he's got this, and he's doing well, old lad. He's doing well.
This
I don't
counts.
know, 'cause he-
That would be, who is that? That would be... Oh, that would be me! Oh, 'tis time. Well then, fella, don't let me down. But I don't know anything about the case. You haven't told me what happened. Until you showed your face here. I'd made up me mind, so I had. Sorry? I decided I'd have to defend myself in there. How would that have worked? Pretend you made an appearance. A student of law, wouldn't you know? 'Tis no accident, I can assure you of that. 'Tis fate. So don't get cold feet now. Please.
Please, don't let me die.
I've got so much to give.
I literally know nothing about the case or about this man who stands accused. In fact, the only thing I do know is that I can't just turn my back on him.
Mr. Naruhodo.
The man has no one. He'll have to stand alone in that courtroom armed with nothing to defend himself. Yes, something that Kazuma would never have allowed to happen.
Oh, counsel for the defense, what are you doing? If you're late for the start of the trial, you'll lose your right to stand.
Oh dear,
bother.
I'm afraid you're 5 minutes late. To the gallows with you!
Le chop.
Le chop.
The guillotine for you.
Guillotine.
I'll be right there. I'm gonna like listen back to this, and I'm going to cringe myself into a black hole at this Scottish accent.
Scottish?
Irish.
Irish.
No, that gets, you've just, that surely will be quite offensive.
Oh dear.
We're sorry. We're sorry.
My first trial in a British court. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma.
So, don't worry, I'm in the sword, mate. You're not, like, you're taking me everywhere. I can see everything you're doing.
Remember Ryunosuke. Japanese man's sword is his soul.
Because I have no idea how I'm going to manage this.
Oh, it's loading.
Trial time.
Dun dun dun. Ah, nice texture work.
Well,
Fire.
yeah.
well, that seems a bit excessive, doesn't it?
I mean,
It's like-
they really like to make you feel at home, don't they?
It's you know, mildly ominous / magnificent. Oh look, one of the sides of the scales is white and the other is black.
Ooh.
Is that gonna?
Oh.
Oh yes.
I don't trust that second
No,
guy. I don't trust him.
He looks like somebody
Or
from
the third lady and her.
No.
No, he looks like somebody from the Clockwork Orange. In all honesty, like looking at that.
He does look like it.
I don't trust the third lady in her tiny hat either.
No.
very pursed lips.
So this is the highest court in Great Britain, the Old Bailey. The centuries of history in this place is palpable, isn't it? It's so different to the Supreme Court in Japan, like with the fire.
We can't have fire now, otherwise we'd burn the whole building down.
Yes. It feels both imposing and serene at the same time. The atmosphere almost makes it words redundant. It makes words redundant. Words redundant.
I don't know what happened
For God's
there.
sake. Because I can't talk, and I hate this accent.
I mean, we all do. Like, none of us can talk. We all seem to make the same sort of mistake.
Whatever the country, determining a person's guilt or innocence is always a solemn affair. May I say something, Mr. Naruhodo?
You just did. Oh, yes? What?
Your eyes look ready to pop out of your head again.
No, they're not. I know, but I just can't help it.
Oh! There he is! Oh!
Oh my god!
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god!
Santa Claus?
Oh my god, look at him! He's magnificent.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session.
Perfect.
We are here.
I love
I
that.
love it.
We are here today to determine the guilt or innocence of Mr. Magnus McGuilded.
Top of the morning to you.
I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed.
Oh my god, what do I even...
I am a vampire!
The prosecution is fully... Oh, he could be... Should you do like... The prosecution is fully prepared.
I am Nando the Relentless.
Could you imagine if he said... Oh my god,
Oh, please.
I don't even know.
Please.
How does he manage? Do you think he walked up onto the stand like that?
No.
Like, and he just like a friggin' kakuna or whatever, he just has himself wrapped up? Or do you suppose he got up there and then wrapped himself up while nobody was looking?
No, I just think he floated in.
The prosecution is fully prepared.
Oh my.
That must be the Reaper of the Bailey. Or at least a serial killer wrapped in a cloak. He really does look fully prepared to dispatch his next poor victim to the underworld.
Counsel for the defense. You appear to be... how should I put this? Eastern. Do you speak English?
No. Huh? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. But he asked if the defense was ready. And I couldn't be further from ready if I tried.
Oh god.
Those eyes please me. Nipponese.
Sorry?
I'm going to pop them out of your skull and add them to my collection.
They shroud your fear, your doubt, your trepidation.
Oh, they do? Oh, good. I was worried that them dashing around in my skull would actually convey that I was frightened.
Silence! They run wild, clinging to some phantom notion of courage.
Oh god.
The quintessential look of a sacrificial lamb.
Oh no, not me. Oh god.
A cold shiver just ran down my spine all the way to the tips of my
Yeah,
toes.
same here, Ryunosuke. Same here.
Now, Mr. McGuilded,
Hey, how's it going? Yes, my lord?
you stand accused of murder, a capital offense. You could be sent to the gallows if found guilty. Are you quite sure you wish to entrust your defense to this foreigner?
I don't have much choice, do
well,
I?
I don't have much other options, so... As I've always said, my lord, 'tis a grand thing to give opportunities to the young.
He's like, it's just a fact.
I'm going to die. I know I'm going to die.
I'm going to die.
Even if the fella is a student from some little island off in the far
Little
east.
island.
Is it not the British way to ignore the dangers to yourself and give to those less fortunate a fair chance? I'd like to think that acts of chivalry do the great British Empire proud.
Oh, listen to McGuilded. What a fine gentleman.
Did you hear that he donated £5,000 to the government the other day?
Mother, please may we go behind McGuilded Park? It seems as though everyone in the public gallery is firmly behind Mr. McGuilded.
Oh no. Oh
He's
no.
going to die.
This is not. This is gonna. Yep.
Ah, that's definitely welcome news. And he certainly has a way with words. I'm surprised he couldn't convince anyone to defend him.
Ryunosuke. Ryunosuke.
Eloquently put, Mr. McGuilded. And most laudable sentiments. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm sure I need hardly remind you.
Oh yes.
you-
Yes, he's wielding a dagger. Yes, he's not suspicious at all.
That you 6 members of the public have been selected for your impartiality. Are you ready to proceed?
Oh, look at the little old lady with her knitting.
Oh, let's see.
Oh, yes, my lord. If the task is to send rotters to the gallows where they belong, I'm more than ready.
I don't know what accent to get.
I think you can clear. No.
She looks fed up.
Yeah, she does.
At the manor, his lordship always says we should dispose of rubbish promptly. Naturally, I agree.
Ha! Any criminals here will soon be wishing they never set eyes on me, because I'll throw me dagger into their eyes and knock them out, I will, I will.
She's
No,
not-
she's not saying anything.
Right. I feel a chill.
Don't mind me, my dears. I'll just be getting on with my knitting. Must finish these bits for my grandson. Mr. Naruhodo, those people are...
Untrustworthy? I mean, the jury? Yes. That's something we don't have in Japan
And
yet.
spoilers,
And
never
from
will
the looks
have.
of things,
Never will.
and from the looks of things, I don't think that it would be an improvement, quite frankly.
That's right. I've only ever read about it. But here in Great Britain, the court's final verdict depends on the opinions of these 6 jurors.
Do you suppose? Here's my bet. There's going to come a point where we shock the jury, and Mr. Knife Flippy there is going to accidentally gouge his hand with that
Knife
thing.
Flippy.
He's going to fail to catch it.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that'll serve as like the blood required for Baron von Zeke's
Oh
ritual.
god, but the sacrifice.
Yeah, he will
You
be
know,
the sacrificial lamb.
You might. I think the problem you're having there is you're not actually getting any like fabric there. You're not actually catching the stitch. It's going to take you an awful long time to make them mittens if you don't actually get any,
funny shaped mittens
yarn.
as well,
It's
to
like
be honest.
the secret. Like that's the trick, Taylor. That's the ruse. She did it. She just makes everyone look like she's like, oh, look at me, I'm knitting. Oh, yes, knitting, 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 knitting. She's been knitting that same patch of fabric for months.
The judge passes sentence according to the law, but the jurors determine guilt based on common sense. So the defendant is ultimately judged from 2 completely different points of view.
But how exactly do the jurors give their verdict?
That I don't know. But I'm sure it will become clear as the trial progresses.
Here's my guess. There's going to be some kind of elaborate thing where they throw something into the fire on either side of the scale, and the scale is going to tilt towards the black or the white, depending on how convincing our argument is.
I would
Yeah.
think so.
I'm pretty sure it was like that in the
Yes.
trailers, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Prosecutor Van Zeeks.
My lord. My lord.
It's been a number of years since we've seen you here in the courtroom. I thought you'd renounced your fame.
I'm known as the Reaper of the Bailey, my lord. Infamy rather than fame, I would say. But yes. 5 years have passed since I spread my wings in this capacity.
So, what brings you back? Is there some change of circumstance of which the court should be aware?
No, classy.
If I leave that to your imagination, my lord.
So the Reaper has been out of action for 5 years. Why did he have to choose today of all days to make a comeback?
Don't lose hearts, Mr. Naruhodo.
Too late. It's already jumped up into my throat.
As you wish, sir. The court nevertheless welcomes your return. Now then, opening statements, I think. A summary of the case, if you please.
I am slightly nervous that I'm making this guy sound exactly like Hosonaga. Certainly, my lord. As your lordship is aware, this is a case of overwhelming simplicity.
We must be the only ones in here who aren't aware.
The incident took...
Behold, this blank piece of paper.
Just put blank on one side. The incident took place in the late evening. 3 days passed. The hour was some minutes after 10. The victim was a maker of building bricks known in the community as Thrice-Fired Mason.
Sorry? Thrice?
God.
He was a very accomplished craftsman. The bricks he fired were said to be almost indestructible.
Oh dear.
The victim's corpse was discovered in an omnibus in service on the streets of London at the time.
An omnibus?
Apparently. A dagger that had been thrust into the victim's abdomen is believed to be the ultimate cause of death.
So the one thing we know for sure is that the dagger was not what killed him then.
Here is the autopsy report from the investing medical officer at Scotland Yard.
Yeah, it's basically a bus, an omnibus, but it'd be horse-drawn.
Ah, makes sense.
Oh, makes sense.
Thank you, counsel. I shall accept that and the photograph as evidence.
Okay.
It's very good that they've got it in colour. The photograph.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's part of the, like, what are some of the wondrous technologies of London, right?
Well, I guess so.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Now that you've said it. Oh, yeah.
It's
They've
like,
obviously, it's like I say, it's obviously like, again, because it's London, they've obviously got
Oh,
everything.
do you think-
Everything's better.
Do you think there's like a slight thing of like, because obviously in the first trial the photos were black and white and then these are colour. Is it another thing to show that how far behind Japan is compared to Britain?
Yeah,
is it another
I
thing?
genuinely think that
Yeah.
that is going to play like a big role.
For goodness sake.
Yeah. Stab the abdomen with a knife, died due to internal hemorrhaging.
Oh dear.
Okay. I hear hemorrhaging and my brain thinks of like brain hemorrhage. I forget that like other areas of the place.
Yeah.
And one further item of evidence. The prosecution wishes to submit these as well.
And these are?
Good Lord! Is that blood, counsel? Yeah.
I just love that his little toupee shift to the
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
Yes, my lord. Seized by a policeman who arrived at the scene.
I know it's blood because I checked it earlier.
These gore-soaked gloves were taken from the hands of the accused when he was arrested. I had to resist licking them very, very seriously.
What? Mr. McGuilded's gloves had blood on them?
Uh-oh.
How bollocks.
Yes, I will accept these as evidence as well.
How on earth did he get them on with those giant rings he's got on?
Well, I mean, this is the thing.
Very
I mean,
stretchy gloves.
But it might not have been him, though. We're jumping to conclusions here.
How did I get into this? I backed into a corner before I've even started.
Oh, that's because you're in a Phoenix Wright game. Sorry, an Ace Attorney game.
Who's Phoenix Wright?
Continuing. According to the driver of the omnibus, there were only 2 passengers traveling inside his vehicle at the time.
Only 2?
Obviously, one of those passengers was the deceased brickmaker, Mr. Mason.
Mason brickmaker.
Oh, you got it.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Well, thrice fired as well, like it's because you
fire clay.
Yeah, you fire clay to turn it into bricks. The other was the accused, Magnus McGuilded.
And yet another...
That is a gesture.
Another JoJo
That
post.
is a gesture. I love it. That's yeah, menacing.
That's a friggin' power stance.
Well, rather damning circumstances to say the least. Defendant, what say you?
I didn't do it. Well, of course I have no recollection of such a thing. Mr. McGuilded! To be sure, I rode the omnibus that evening. But whenever I'm in a carriage, I'm taken with a fierce tiredness. And I always succumb. Yeah, me too. Like whenever I'm like the passenger in a car, I always like fall asleep.
I mean, Taylor, that sounds like you generally, though, to be fair. So, like, I know
That's me.
what you need. What you need to do is take a flask of coffee with you, because that's the thing, isn't it? When you're not in a car, you can have coffee, but when you're in a car, not so much. So take a flask of coffee. That'll sort you out. Life tips with
Life
Mr. G.
hacks.
Life tips, yep.
Are you claiming to have been asleep? Asleep.
Tis the motion of the carriage, my lord. Lilton, so it is, and when I opened my eyes again, 'twas a desperate sight before me. The body of a man I'd never laid eyes on before in me life. Now I ask yous, what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. So the blood got onto the gloves then, after the man had been killed.
Unfortunately, that statement of the driver's is only the beginning.
Ah, bollocks. What? That's not all of it?
There were multiple witnesses to the precise moment at which the brickmaker was fatally stabbed.
Oh dear.
Oh my god, the typing.
I know.
Order! Order! Order!
Order.
I like that it's spelled with an
Yeah.
A. Order!
When the killing took place, only the victim and the accused were inside the carriage. And there were witnesses to the crime. This is not just a case of compelling evidence. It's the nail in the coffin for the accused.
Like the one I sleep in at night. Or day, rather.
You know what? That's why he's in London, right? That's why he's a vampire in London, and it's because it's always overcast and you never see the sun.
He does look like he's never had the sun, though, doesn't
Yeah,
he? Like
he
he's
looks
got
a
that
bit
sort
pale.
of slight grey.
Thank you, Counsel. The circumstances of the crime have been made quite clear. I think we will hear the testimony from these witnesses first of all.
Your wish is my command. Bailiff! Bring the witnesses in at once!
Oi, I'm right here, you don't need to shout.
Like Redding. Oh my
bloody
god.
freezing.
Oh my god, there are so many characters.
Witnesses! Your names and
right,
occupations.
all right.
Okay, who's gonna voice who?
Sarah takes the old man. Sarah takes the old man. Pete takes the middle one. I take the
Oh my
last
god, I
one.
can't even remember what the middle one was.
Very dis- my name is. Well, everyone calls me Beppo. I drive an omnibus in the East End. Oh, it's blatant freezing.
Bruce Fairplay. I am a banker in the city. Bunker? Bunker? Sounds like bonker. I'm a bonker, mate.
I shag all the ladies.
Bruce Fairplay.
Oh, did I hear some horniness going on over here? I've got me back to start bonking.
I'm a banker in the city.
My name's First. Lady First. Oh my god. All right, we're done.
That's
it. Yep.
End of episode.
I love. I make hats for gents, and he can't keep his hat on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's obviously the joke.
I make hats for gents.
Let's begin by confirming the facts. 3 days ago, at a short time after 10 o'clock in the evening, all of you present in the stand were at an omnibus and witness to the aforementioned. I know how to say it. I just like fell over.
Atmere? I heard
An
Atmere.
omnibus and witness to the. I think it's because you were in an omnibus and of course, yeah. I just totally in my brain just like cocked that up. All of you present in the stand were in an omnibus and witnessed the aforementioned incident. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, quite right.
Yes, sir. That's right, sir.
Very well, then. Let's proceed to your formal testimonies, please. Each of you will tell the court precisely what you saw.
What if I don't want to?
Witness testimony. Goodness, my goodness gracious, the writing.
It was the last bus of the evening, so I had a few customers. Oh, I remember it well.
The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Then, out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts.
Oh my.
Well, I mean, if you look at his mustache and sideburns, there's no way he can't be telling the truth. No man who spends that much time making his beard look like that. That's right. He stabbed him. I screamed. I did. Couldn't help
Making his
it.
mustache connect with his beard in that way.
Yeah. Well, as soon as I heard the scream, I stopped me bus, and then I saw it too.
Goodness gracious me.
An ambiguous testimony, I must say.
Exactly, my lord. These men witnessed the incident in the omnibus with their own eyes.
I'd like to ask a question, if I may.
Yes, counsel.
Well, this testimony makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever.
Why not?
Well, the incident took place inside a moving carriage, didn't it?
As has been clearly stated from the outset, yes.
Well, in that case, how could these two witnesses possibly have seen what happened? There's no way they could have seen the inside of the moving carriage.
Not unless they were sat in it.
Well, but it could have been in like neighbouring carriages on the same side of the road.
How quaint. I'd read that civilization in the Eastern Island nations was a good century behind our own. But you're here in London yourself. Are you really so ignorant about our omnibuses?
I mean, yes, but we all are.
Yeah.
Huh?
Tell me, my Nipponese friend, have you ever travelled in an omnibus?
Well, no. We, only arrived in London this morning.
No matter. I've arranged for us all to see for ourselves. The actual scene of the crime, that is. It's time to go for a walk.
What? Do you mean the actual scene?
Do you think some sort of elaborate contraption is going to bring it in?
Yeah.
A carriage is designed to be moved, after all. Presumably you understand that much.
Yes?
The omnibus in which this bloody crime took place is here today. In this very building.
Yeah? What? The entire carriage?
Good God.
How?
Bailiff. Bring forth the stricken omnibus!
Oh my.
Oi, oi!
Alright, sir.
F off, mate. I am not a horse. I'm going to have to... Okay.
Jesus.
Just like,
Oh, I can't actually see anything now.
So that's an omnibus.
Omnibus.
Poison!
So that's an omnibus. The omnibus.
But is it the omnibus? We shall have to find out next time.
We all have them. We all
needs
have
them?
Who needs them?
On that note, dear viewers, thank you very much for tuning in and watching again.
But more importantly, we are very sorry for
Yes,
the
we are.
absolute butchery of accents and...
Yeah, I'm going to go
Et cetera.
sack myself after this. So.
That's it. This is actually the last episode
last
of Disillusion Plays ever, as because we all sack ourselves.
But if you do like what we do and you want to...
Please tune in next time.
It was all a ruse.
Yes.
A clever ruse that we made just now.
But if you do want to continue watching or watch back some of our previous videos, why don't you hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell so you can be notified of when new episodes are afoot. And on that note, dear viewers, I will bid you adieu for now.
But yeah, see you later, guys. Thanks a lot. Bye.
And take it from Magnus McGuilded, don't go stabbing people in carriages.
We're sorry.